The following program is being brought to you on the World Talk Radio Network. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit worldtalkradio.com. The World Talk Radio Network, where the world comes to talk. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the World Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Are you ready to be inspired, uplifted, and motivated to greatness? It's time for Star Style. Be the star you are with your effervescent personal growth coaches, the Oprah of the airwaves, Cynthia Bryan, and health specialist Heather Brittany. Define your vision, discover your passion, and design your future in this power-packed hour of life-changing talk radio featuring authors and successperts dedicated to helping you achieve the results you deserve. Be entertained, edutained, encouraged, and empowered. Smile, have fun, and celebrate you. Explore your potential and embrace your possibilities with your hosts, Cynthia Bryan and Heather Brittany on Star Style. Be the star you are. Starting right now.
Never say never. Well, if that intro doesn't pump you up and get you inspired to do great things, I'm not quite sure what will. Hello there, Power Partners. My name is Cynthia Bryan.
And I'm Heather Brittany.
And this is Star Style. Be the star you are. We are so happy to be your personal growth success coaches with you every week here on the airwaves, bringing you the success experts, the authors, the professionals, and we just want you to live your dreams. We've got a fabulous show for you today. We are going to be showcasing author, chef, mother, TV personality, speaker, supermodel, and her name is Chef-Cristina Ferrare. You know her probably from all the TV shows she's hosted and been on, but she's now part of Oprah's new network, and she offers the healthy cooking for TV. We're going to be talking about her cookbook, A Big Bowl of Love. And coming right up, Heather is going to be telling us how we're going to get free hotel upgrades when we travel and how we can negotiate new options and make friends and all kinds of fun things. And then in our very final segment, I am talking about the question that is kind of going across the world now, and especially here in the U.S., are smartphones replacing school books? So instead of being banned or confiscated, students may find that smartphones are going to be their new instructional tools. So stay tuned for that because technology is being used in new ways. The Miracle Moment for today is brought to you by the gracious sponsors of Express Yourself Teen Radio Booth at the Moraga Fair, Orinda Auto Detail, Keegan Productions, and Minuteman Press of Lafayette. And this is by Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich. The best job goes to the person who can get it done without passing the buck or coming back with excuses. I like this idea of no excuses. Don't you, Heather? I don't like it when somebody makes excuses about anything.
Either you do it or you don't.
Exactly. And as Yoda would say, there is no try. Do or do not. Well, Heather, I am very, very excited because we do have the Moraga Fair this Saturday, and our teens are going to be doing live radio broadcasts of Express Yourself. And our three sponsors have really stepped up to the plate: Orinda Auto Detail and Keegan Productions and Minuteman Press. They've just been amazing. Keegan Productions is going to be there filming Express Yourself Teens. That's kind of really exciting. And she just emailed me, Sherry emailed me today saying that she bought buttons to give away to anyone who makes a donation that says, I'm a star on it. Be the star you are. Cool. Isn't that cool? And the banner and the flyers by Minuteman are really awesome. The kids have a new banner, which I will be posting soon. And Orinda Auto Detail took care of other expenses. So it's been great. And I want to just give a shout out to Rob Spence, who has been volunteering his time and effort and services and expertise and charm and charisma and all that to help us get the sponsors and just to help be the star you are. So isn't that great? Love it, love it, love it. Well, I want to get to your segment because you are our resident health specialist, and today you're kind of going to give us a healthy break by telling us how we're going to have a little bit more fun traveling and maybe a little bit more comfort, right, as we get upgrades and all those little goodies. And for somebody like me who loves to travel, I really want to know your secrets. So give me some tips, girlfriend.
All right, awesome. Well, just as you were saying, everything is today's economy. It definitely was not what it was 10 years ago, but yet we still love to travel. And we want to make sure, since every dollar counts, whether you're staying in a $50 a night or a $500 a night, you want to try to get the best deal and somehow, try to get those little upgrades that you might not even know you're eligible for. Hotels right now are only at about 66% full on any given day, except, when there's those big events or such going on. And
is that because the economy is still lagging so much?
Yeah, pretty much. And people aren't traveling, only 61% at capacity. Exactly. People aren't making as big travels anymore. They're looking for lower, discount places. They're saving up. People aren't doing these little getaways as they used to. But there's so many ways, if you do decide to take a trip, to get your trip at a discounted price. First off, what I want to say is learning the lingo. Actually, my very first thing is just ask. A lot of times the first thing is just asking.
That's a really good one for everything in life, and I think that's one of the hardest things to do because we're not really taught to ask for what we want, are we? And we're always afraid of a no, but the reality is we have a no before we start, so it's no problem to ask.
Exactly. And then, just ask. The biggest thing is, depending on your hotel, learn the lingo of that hotel. If you're trying, to get a bigger room, let's say you want to get the honeymoon suite, your hotel may not have a room called the honeymoon suite. So find out. Maybe they have a room called the veranda room, or, the garden room. Or ask, is the garden room available? Is there an additional cost for it? A lot of times, if these hotels are not at full capacity, they can offer that to you. Sometimes, too, if you say, be really specific about what you're looking for. Don't just say, is there a possibility I can get a better upgrade? Say, is there a possibility to get a room with a pool view or an ocean view? Or a lot of times, when you stay in a hotel, you're basing it on its location. So if it's if you're at a beach place, you're hoping you're going to get the room that's overlooking the ocean, not overlooking the parking lot. A lot of times, if you don't ask for that when you're booking, it's going to be whatever is available. So they may have placed you in a certain room, but when you get there, based on, if a room is available, ask when you check in, is my room overlooking the pool? If not, do you happen to have one? Sometimes, a lot of times why I'm the check-in isn't until 3 or 4 o'clock and check out is noon, is someone maybe that pool room may not be available at your check-in, but possibly by the time, 6 o'clock tonight, later in the evening, it will be available. Or if you're going to be there an extended amount of time, possibly the next day, you can request that when the next first pool room becomes available, is it a possibility that we could be moved to that room?
And you're saying ask for it when you check in, or do you ask for it when you're making the reservation?
Both. And that's a good thing. When booking reservations, don't call the 1-800 numbers. If it lists an actual local number, call that number directly. In these kind of times, if you have the minutes on your phone, just call directly because you'll speak with something there, not the corporation number. Also, when booking your...
And also, when you call the direct number, usually people who work there know what the rooms are like, whereas if you're calling the 800 number, they don't know, what something in Timbuktu is versus, in Saskatchewan or something.
Exactly.
Aren't those great examples? I knew those were great examples. Can't tell them, right?
And that's something too. Really, there's in today's society, there's all these different, Expedia, Kayak. Go to the actual hotels and then we'll check out those various websites. Sometimes you find that there really isn't a deal going on. but sometimes you find there is. So really keep your eye out for that. Also, take advantage of memberships and, in your professional jobs that you might not even know you have discounts. A lot of chains offer price cuts for government employees, postal workers, active military, college students. Simple as, showing your SAG ID or your student ID. I know a lot of places give discounts for firefighter and police, AAA discounts. Just when you're booking, because a lot of times they don't advertise that. That's not a big draw. So, when you're booking directly, if you're not doing it through a website, ask them, do you have a AAA discount? Do you offer a discount for any military? What do you offer? I actually recently ran into a situation and that we had booked through, one of those various websites. And, let's just say the rooms were normally $300 and we booked it through one of these websites at $250. And I went to the actual hotel's website and I saw that they offered a AAA discount. So now when I actually called and I discussed with them what my current pricing was, but it turned out that the advertising one we saw on one of those various, price line, was indeed, if I hadn't gone through those, if I had said just my AAA discount, that's what it would be. So there really was no savings, but I felt better just finding that out.
Well, and I wanted to say something there too, is because we recently went to a bed and breakfast up on the coast through one of these discount things that you get online, and the proprietor there said what he found interesting is that anybody could have called the hotel and actually they would give you a cheaper discount because they got to pay a percentage to the travel zoos and the Groupons and whatever. So if it's advertised, $200 on one of these and you call directly and say, oh, can I still book the Groupon or travel zoo? A lot of times they'll give it to you for the same amount or even less because then they don't have to pay the commission.
And
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing too, is you build a good, make friends and make a good relationship there. They want your business. So a lot of times places will have almost like a frequent flyer card, frequent guest there. There's little perks with the more you stay. Also, it never hurts to ask. I must say, my boyfriend and I, we are the king and queen of slightly fibbing on, it's our birthday, it's our anniversary. And we've gotten free upgrades with that when you're going.
But every day is your anniversary. Exactly. You are celebrating every day.
Exactly. And that's one thing, too. A lot of times when you book, whether you do it online or with a person, they'll request, is there anything you're celebrating? By mentioning those little things, they want this to be a good experience. They want you to continue to come. We live in the world of Yelp. We live in, word going around. If you had a bad experience, that you tell people, and that, causes negative attention for it. So a lot of times, we've told, whether it's a free upgrade to a room or they've delivered champagne or straw or something that, wasn't normally included, but they wanted it to make us feel special. Let them know that, we're here for a celebration. Also, something too, don't hesitate. If something is wrong, don't hesitate. I had an experience too that I booked through one of those, Expedia, whatever, one of those websites. Got a great deal, and everything, it's saying it's looking over the pool. There were so many things wrong with the room from day one. Their quote unquote their gym. For me, I'm a big gym rat. I need some physical activity. Their quote unquote gym. No one knew where it was, and when I found it, it basically was like a broom closet that had a broken, a bike machine in it. And I was so appalled, and there were so many things so wrong with the place. We stayed one night. And then we went to the front desk and just said, there's so many things wrong. Not only did they, were so unapologetic, refunded us, but also when you book through these big websites, they will refund your full visit. And oftentimes they gave us an additional $50 credit for a future thing.
Well, and I know you're not a person to complain, at all. I know that you're somebody that, really, really gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. But I agree with you because I'm the same way as that I always like to see the best in everybody. And so I would hesitate to point out anything that wasn't right. But it's better. I mean, this is your time off. This is your vacation. So we really do need to remember to speak out, right? And just be honest about it. But again, don't abuse that. Don't become a complainer or a whiner or a blamer. I hate those kind of people.
No, I'm saying this is on truth and merit on this. Don't be afraid, because I'm normally that pushover that tries to find the silver. Oh, well, we did get it on a discount. But remember, this is your money. And again, you don't want someone else to make the same mistake. And these hotels and these websites really rely on good representation. They want, people always say, Yelp us out. They want, so many times when I'm looking for a place, I go to these websites, I go to those Yelp things, seeing what other people say. I ask my friends, oh, have you stayed there? I want other people's real experiences.
Well, and you're right. In this day and age, Heather, when you can do everything online, you can check something out just in a snap of a finger. I know I'm a huge reviewer, and I review every place I go, whether, it's a location or a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, because I want to be truthful and tell people what my experience was. Of course, it's my experience, so it doesn't mean they'll have the same. But, I'm very specific about what things are, and I get a lot of comments that how helpful it was. So I love that. And guess what, girlfriend? We are out of time.
I know. Always.
I know. Always. But before we go, and then I wanted you to give the websites, but I just want to tell you, I have baby geese this morning. Woo! 4 little babies hatched, and it's just amazing. So I am a grandmother goose now. I guess I'm a goose grandmother. That would be it. So I'm celebrating. How fun is that?
Yeah.
Yay. So anyway, Heather, just wrap it up for us.
Yeah, most definitely. Things, again, if there is something wrong with your room, but you still want to, you need to be there. If there isn't another room available, if they apologize, there's something wrong with the room, ask. If they can't move you to a new room, negotiate. Then could they give you, free parking or free Wi-Fi? See what else you can do, because they want to make sure you have a good stay. For more information on everything we do here, the Pear Festival, donating, the books, the radio show, go to BeTheStarYouAre.com as well as BeTheStarYouAre.org.
Well, as always, Heather, you are amazing and wonderful. So thank you so much for this segment. And it is a healthy segment because it's going to give us the opportunity to travel with charm and have a better time. You are listening to Star Style, Be the Star You Are. My name is Cynthia Bryan.
And I'm Heather Brittany.
And when we return from break, you're going to meet superstar woman, and she's going to share a bowl full of love. Chef-Cristina Ferrare coming right up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Be the star you are. The star you are. Be the star you are. You are the star.
Now you don't have to stay linked to your desktop or laptop. Take World Talk Radio on the go and listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Be the star you are. Light up the flame that burns.
Get a positive prescription for living and discover a cure for adversity when you make a difference in the lives of others by donating to Be the Star You Are, a 501c3 top-rated charity dedicated to empowering women, families, and youth through increased literacy, positive media, and tools for living. www.BeTheStarYouAre.org. All donations are tax deductible. www.BeTheStarYouAre.org.
Be the lucky star you are.
Are you a teenager with lots to say, but no one to talk to? Let your creativity explode and your voice be heard on the radio program Express Yourself, a show by teens, for teens, and about teens. No topic is off limits as you connect with teens with attitude. Check out Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids channel and join our global community where teens talk and the world listens. www.btsya.com. You can express yourself.
This business of show business is calling out to me.
Get started acting or modeling with a consultation from media coach extraordinaire Cynthia Bryan, who has guided entertainment careers for over 2 decades. Call 925-377-STAR or visit www.cynthiabryan.com. Pick up a copy of her award-winning book, The Business of Show Business, and start living your dreams today. Call 925-377-STAR. 925-377-STAR.
You're listening to the World Talk Radio Variety Channel.
Be the star you are. You are the star.
Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and motivated to greatness with positive, uplifting, life-changing talk radio. Turn up the volume. Tune in to the Power Hour on Star Style. Be the star you are. Now, back to the program with the Oprah of the airwaves, Cynthia Bryan.
You'll find all you need.
Well, woohoo! And thank you for staying with us. You are listening to Star Style, Be the Star You Are. My name is Cynthia Bryan, your personal growth coach. And every single week here on Star Style, Be the Star You Are, we bring you soul-filled authors and experts who enhance and inspire. A few years back, I had the pleasure of being a guest on the really fun TV show, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, where I presented a How to Garden segment, kind of a love in the garden segment. And this week, I am so excited to bring you one of the former hosts of that fabulous program. She is a woman who has done it all and is still doing it all. Supermodel, TV personality, author, speaker, wife, mother, chef, part of the Oprah family of TV stars. Her name is Cristina Ferrare, and she is joining us to talk about her newest cookbook, A Bowl Full of Love. Hello, Cristina. Welcome to Star Style, Be the Star You Are.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. I'm exhausted after that introduction. My gosh, I'm so old. I've done so much. Oh my
gosh, you so have. And you know, your bio could just go on for days and days and days, because you started, you moved to LA when you were like 14 and you became a supermodel. By the time you were 16, you've been on every magazine cover. I don't know anybody who's done that. Do you miss any of those days?
No. Well, first of all, it was so long ago, but you know, it's been wonderful. I think each experience is another stepping stone to your next experience, and you know, to get through life and get through it successfully, it's just when those doors of opportunities are put in front of you, you just go right through them. You know?
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, you know, I bet you, though, I mean, just from the little bit that I know about you, because I love your bubbly, effervescent personality and your authenticity and your realness. And I know that we're both Italians and, you know, we're huggy. But I bet you with all the stuff you've done in life, probably two of the most important things to you are being a wife and a mother.
Absolutely. They're the first, you know, the priority on my list is, you know, I was just talking about it today with my niece who's, you know, she wants to get married and have a family, and I said, for a lot of us women, we have to just, you know, if you take on that responsibility, that has to be your responsibility, and you have to make sure that this is what you want in life, because once, you know, you have your family in place, you have to prioritize, and they do come first, even before yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, you know, but you know what? Now that my children are older, you know, now they're in their 20s, and for me, it's such a joy because they're adults. We have fun as adults.
Yes.
And don't you find, I know your daughters are gorgeous.
Yeah, but I'm very close with my daughters. My husband and I laugh because every weekend, you know, they're at our house. With their friends, with the dogs, with their, you know, their significant others, they're at our house, and we laugh because I can remember when I was growing up. I love my mom and dad, but I never wanted to hang out with them, you know. But you know what?
You're different kind of parents than what we grew up with. I think probably, you know. I mean, it's just a different era, but that just is such a great tribute to you and to your husband
and to you.
That the kids want to be there. You know.
I know. I love it. To be
Don't
honest.
you love it? I love it too. There's nothing better than family. I look forward to it. I drop everything, you know, when the kids say, hey, we're coming over, or can we get together? Can we hang out? Let's have a glass of wine. Our favorite thing, though, and I'm talking to the right person, our favorite thing as a family is to cook. And because I'm a big gardener, everything comes from the garden, and then I bring it in, and then everybody like chops and dices and makes things up, and we have our big bowl of love. So let's talk about your Bowl Full of Love, your new book, and I know that you have written, is it 5 other books on top of that? Is it 5 altogether?
Yeah, this is my 5th book. I'm currently working on my 6th one, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
So 6 is coming up. So because you have Christine Ferrare's Family Entertaining, which is also another bestseller, but everyone in the reviews for A Bowl Full of Love are
it's a big bowl of love.
A big bowl of love.
Big bowl of love, yes.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting me.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a big bowl of love, and it's delight family and friends with more than 150 simple and fabulous recipes. So obviously, you know how to make big bowls of love. When you were putting this one together, what were some of your criteria that you wanted to do so it'd be a little bit different than the ones that you did before, but at the same time, have that still familiar feel and delicious, simple foods that you are so good at doing?
Well, as you mentioned before, everything for me, including the Cristina Ferrare Family Entertainment, was always about family and friends. And so I continued that tradition. But what I did with a Big Bowl of Love, when I was trying to come up with an idea or the concept behind it, I just remembered what it was like. And you can attest to that. I grew up in a large Italian family, and everything revolved around the kitchen, music, and dinner table. And I remember when my nonna and my mom would bring their platters or their bowls in from the kitchen. Everyone was so excited, sitting around the table, and they would bring it in with such a look of love on their face and put it there right in the middle of the table, and everybody would just partake in conversation and eating. And I grew up that way, and so I wanted to be able to create that same kind of feeling within the book and what it was like to be able to serve a family meal, not be intimidated, because nowadays it's different than I was growing up. We're all so busy. We're busy. Our children are busy. And, to be able to put a great meal on the table and bring the family together without worrying about how much time or money or effort it's going to you have to take to put into this meal. And I illustrate how easy it is to do, how easy it is to save time and money, and how to be able to entertain and still also to feed your family and to have that feeling of warmth and togetherness.
And you have achieved this with both of those books too, because everything still looks beautiful and it tastes fresh, and all the ingredients are nice and fresh, and they're simple. It's simple things to make that are hearty and good for you. And just as you said, to me, food has always symbolized love too. In our family, we call our Nani and Papa. My mother now is Nani. I guess I'll be a Nani too one of these days.
I'm Nana.
And I was saying earlier, my geese just had babies today. They hatched. So I'm a Nani for geese, I think.
Congratulations.
I know. I'm very excited about this. I've already posted that to Twitter and Facebook. Very important. But, in your books, you do give measurements and all of this. But what I like about the way you write, Cristina, is you write from your heart, and it's just the way you talk, which to me is the way to do things. It's not uppity. It's conversational. I feel like when I read what you're writing that I'm just with my girlfriends or my family, and hey, I like a little of this, a little of that. When you cook yourself, do you actually measure, or do you just a pinch of this, a pinch of that, taste it,
No, what happened was when you're writing a cookbook, you have to be extremely precise in the measurements, and I was always the type of cook that I did it by instinct, and I just throw stuff in there. But when I was actually doing the book, I had to measure everything, and I did things by quarter teaspoons to make sure that I didn't oversalt or undersalt, and you have to be very, very, very careful. So it was a bit of a challenge for me, since
that's what I was wondering if it was a challenge, because I know everybody in my family, I don't know anybody that measures. We just
throw it in there.
I guess is it the Italian thing? Is it just in our blood? But we just a little of this, a little of that, and I don't know. It's always delicious.
Well, it's instinctive. If you watch some of the cooks on the Food Channel too, they do the same thing. They say, okay, we're going to put a teaspoon in there, and they just do it right from the carton. They don't measure it. It's an instinctive quality. But
I think it is. But you're right. When you're writing a book for people that want to make your exact recipe, you do have to be exact. And I can imagine that must have been really challenging.
Well, it was, because when I said to my publisher I needed a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and they said, how much is a pinch? And I said, I don't know, a pinch. So I had to look it up, and it's actually 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I say, okay, so I'll just say 1/8 of a teaspoon, you know.
That's so funny, because I was going to say, is it depend on how big your fingers are?
I guess. Who knows? You know.
I guess it could.
Yeah.
Well, you know, besides your books, I want to talk about too. You also have a line of home accessories, Ferrare and Company. Tell us about that. Those are gorgeous. Oh, some of those cuts on there. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty.
Yeah, I started that about 6 years ago. In between, you know, like I said, in between gigs, I would always find something to keep myself occupied. And I love my home, and I am a designer, and we design jewelry and home accessories, and I was in partnerships with two other people that I bought in with them. The company has grown in leaps and bounds over the last 6 years, and as of about a month ago, though, I sold my end of the company because I didn't have time to be able to concentrate on that. So my partners bought me out, and they're going to go on and continue, you know, the line. But I have other things that, you know, I'm doing. So
that's exciting to get bought out, Christina.
Yeah, that was nice. That's really nice.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people, you know, when you start something that has your name on it,
right,
whether you're going to be part of it or not, you want it to continue in a good way. So you were comfortable with your partners, which is really great. Now we're talking to Cristina Ferrare, and she is the author of 5 books, working on her 6th. She's got her TV show on OWN, with a new Oprah network. She has this whole line of accessories, which she just sold, but it's still hers. And, you know, she's been a TV personality, been in films, model, the whole 9 yards. Beautiful woman. And her website, I'm going to give it out, and we'll give it out more, but Cristina Ferrare, Cristina Ferrare Cooks.
That's right. Let's follow each other on Twitter. I want to follow you too. I'm at Cristina Cooks on Twitter.
That's easy. At Cristina Cooks.
And there's no H in Cristina, though, because a lot of people put I don't have an H in it, so it's CR. And then the website is Cristina Ferrare Cooks. And that, you can go to my website. But I love tweeting, and I love Facebook. It's so much fun. That whole social media thing I'm just getting into. It was so foreign to me, but it's so much fun.
Well, I can't get over how good you are at it. I mean, you're tweeting like at 11 o'clock at night, and, I'm like you. I'm just learning it too. And it's like, wow,
wonderful.
This is fun.
I've met so many wonderful people online, really wonderful people, and I love my food community that I'm in. I just love being there. Everybody's so supportive and so great. I've never experienced anything like that in anything that I've done in my career like I have in this medium. It's fantastic. I'm very, very happy. I'm so happy.
Well, tell us about how it is now on the Oprah Network. How's OWN going? How are these websites? You're blogging. You have so many things going on. I always think that I'm a juggler, but you are a mega juggler.
Well, I have time on my hands now that, the kids are grown and out of the house, so I can concentrate on it. I blog for Oprah about once a month. I send in my blog, and then I have videos on there as well. If you go to Oprah.com and then punch in, Cristina Ferrare, there's a whole bunch of videos and how-tos, videos from the television show. And as far as OWN is concerned right now, Oprah's very busy trying to figure out the next steps at the network, and if anybody can do that, she certainly can. And it's been, a series of ups and downs and trying to get this thing off the ground. But, we're a big loving family over there, and we're just sitting by and, being supportive.
Well, and having you on there is just a really big plus. Plus, all the people that are surrounded with Oprah are just phenomenal, and that is the key. And again, it's what you said. It's familia. Again, it's family, and there's nothing better than that. And of course, we know Oprah is the queen. She will solve it. She will get it going, and everyone loves her. And so it'll be great. And the videos are fantastic. I have been watching them. So people, you want to go to the website, and you can get there too by going to Christina's site. And I want to spell her name in case you're going to put an H. It's Cristina, and then Ferrare, Ferrare, Cristina Ferrare. And again, her Twitter is Christina Cooks. So
it's
that's
at. You have to remember to put that little at sign in there.
But don't you think everybody knows that now,
you know what?
or not
It's like
really?
You know what, Cynthia? It's like with cooking. It's like I would say to the publisher again, well, don't you think people know that? And they go, no. A lot of people do, but there are some people who don't know, especially if you're new to all of this. Like I was, it took me forever to figure out, how to do things the correct way. It's a whole, you know what? It's a whole other language.
Right. I was going to say it's a new language. It's like when the websites first came out, Christina, and do you remember we always had to put the HTTP //
Yeah.
You didn't know. And in fact, your computers, if you didn't put that, wouldn't get you there. Now they've made them so that you don't even have to put the www, I don't think. I think you can just go to it.
Right.
It's a whole new language. And that's what's so interesting. I had a grandmother that lived to almost 100, and in her lifetime, she went from horse and buggy and never leaving her village, It was like 10 miles, to seeing a man on the moon and then computers. And, electricity and flushing toilets and cars. It's crazy, isn't it?
I know. It is when you think about it. We're living in such a great age, too. I mean, even from the time when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s till now, and what my children experience. And, I mean, I never had a cell phone. My mother never knew where I was, but I knew where my kids
Well, there
were
weren't
every
cell
second.
phones. When we were growing up, there weren't cell phones. And phone calls were 10 cents, and we had to find a pay phone.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm, and we were 20 miles from anywhere. And when we would drive just to a dance or something, all of us together, my two sisters and I were just a year apart, and we would have to call before we left because there were 20 miles of nothing. And if anything happened, my dad wanted to come rescue us. But it was, it's like you had to find that payphone, and you had to always have your 10 cents.
Yes, absolutely. I remember. Have you been on Pinterest yet? Not to change it. I know this is to change the subject. Have you tried that yet? Speaking of social media.
No. Tell me, what is it?
Pinterest. You haven't heard of it?
No. Oh my gosh. What? Tell us.
So just go to www.pinterest, Pinterest.
Okay.
So you go on there, read about it, and you create all these wonderful boards. It's like the biggest thing right now. It's like, I think Facebook is somebody's buying them out. I forgot who. Somebody. It's the most fun. It's like fantasy shopping. There, from architecture to food, fashion. It's just unbelievable. Take a look at it.
I'll have to check it out because you probably get the same thing. I get invited to join probably 20 different things a day, because you get all these emails, and I think, oh my gosh, there's only one of me. How am I going to be everywhere?
Yeah.
So I always respond to people, just find me on Twitter or Facebook, because right now I'm not sure I can do anymore, but I will check that out.
Well, that's a great way, too, to promote your show as well. Just put, they have all kinds of different outlets to promote whatever it is that you want to do. So,
that's cool, because we have a teen show, too, that launched in November, and now it's #1 on the network. It's Express Yourself, and it's all hosted by teens. I produce it, but the teens do it, and it's just so great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great. Well, the whole idea, Christina, was to give teens a voice. So the tagline is where teens talk and the world listens. Because I do a lot of editing for newspapers and magazines of articles, and my specialty really is working with teens. And I was finding that the kids would write stuff, but then the people, the higher ups than me didn't want to print it. They wanted it edited until it was too whitewashed. And I was like, wait a minute, we got to give our kids a voice. And so anyway, I launched the website, and then I launched the radio show, and it just took off, and kids around the world are participating. So it's so much fun.
That's fantastic. Good for you.
It's important to do that. I wanted to get back to your book, though, A Big Bowl of Love, because you have a recipe that I was looking at with the artichoke flowers, and my artichokes are ripe right now. And they don't even have they have beautiful hearts, but they don't even have the stickers in them. But that was so pretty and so simple, the way you do those artichoke flowers.
Oh, yeah, it was, for me, cooking is like art, and your plate is your canvas, and I think people eat with their eyes first.
It's true.
and you know, I hate going to restaurants or a person's house where they just pile the food on the plate and nothing is appealing, and you know, it's too much food. But you know, the idea when I opened up the artichoke and it fell open, I said, "Gee, this is pretty. I wonder if I, you know, made it a little larger. I mean, spread out the leaves more, make it look like a beautiful flower, and put something in the middle, like in the heart where you have the vinaigrette." I said, I bet you that would look really pretty. And when I did it and I looked at the plate, I went, "Wow, this is so great!" And
it's great.
Yeah, every time I serve
I'm like you. I love to make things appealing. Mm-hmm. I love designing things so that it looks like it was a lot of work, but it really wasn't.
No, it's not. Well, that's the whole idea behind the book, where it looks like it's complicated, but when you read about it, it really isn't. As a matter of fact, if you go to the website and you look up Mother's Day blog, I made a bowl made out of ice that has flowers and fresh herbs in it, and I put my mom's favorite sorbet in it to serve it to her. So when I serve it on Sunday, she'll have this beautiful bowl made of ice that has her favorite dessert in it.
Oh my gosh. We're going to talk about Mother's Day. Would you mind holding on for another segment? We just have to take a quick break.
Of course.
Okay, and I won't keep you the whole time, but I want to hear about this because it is Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, and who better to tell us how we can really spoil our moms than Cristina Ferrare. My name is Cynthia Bryan. Our guest is Cristina Ferrare. You want to go to CristinaFerrareCooks.com or at Cristina Cooks on Twitter. And she loves to connect. You can see how much fun she is. We'll be right back, and she'll be right back, and we're going to talk about mamas. Stay with us. You're listening to Star Style, Be the Star You Are. Back in a bit.
The star you are. Be the star you are. You are the star.
What's going on behind the scenes with your favorite World Talk Radio show or host? For the latest news, visit the iRadio blog at iradioblog.com.
Business Bites. Here's Cynthia Bryan.
Do you know how to transform confusion? The constant demands of business life can make anyone feel overwhelmed and frustrated occasionally. But when you're feeling stuck, just try the following. Take a break by doing something spontaneous and fun. Re-energize your brain and your body through meditation, exercise, a massage, or, my favorite, a trip to the beach. Put yourself back. Congratulate yourself and go out on those limbs and take some chances. Tell yourself that you are great. And remember, sometimes it's no pain, no gain. Let go. If something isn't working and you've tried everything to get on track, it is time to move on. Surrendering doesn't mean defeat. Ask for help when you are stuck. You can brainstorm. Many minds make creative outcomes. Nothing's too wild when you're looking for a solution. And go into action. Once you've followed the other steps, get back in the game. Change is just another word for learning and growth. And although it might be a bit painful, it is a great step in the right direction. Remember, you're the star of your own performance. Turn your passions into profits. I'm Cynthia Bryan with another business bite from Star Style. For more information on Star Style, visit starstyleproductions.com.
Are you living your dreams? Want to create a life you love but don't know how to begin? Lifestyle coach and personal growth expert Cynthia Bryan has jump-started the lives and careers of clients for over 2 decades with her signature Star Style consultations. With personalized sessions by phone or in person, you'll turn your passions into profits. Visit www.cynthiabryan.com or call 925-377-STAR. That's cynthiabryan.com or call 925-377-7827. Cynthia Bryan is your guide on the side. www.cynthiabryan.com. You can be the star you are.
Looking for unique, one-of-a-kind gifts for the special woman in your life? The Carmony Collection creates handmade handbags, clutches, candles, and canvases from vintage and recycled fabrics, bangles, and beads. Be eco-friendly and fashionable with prices for all pocketbooks. Visit www.carmonycollection.com. That's Carmony with a K and Collection with a K. Or call 925-785-7827.
Be the star you are. Light up the flame that burns
Make a world of difference in a world of differences when you support Be the Star You Are 501c3, a literacy and positive media charity dedicated to empowering women, families, and youth. Visit BeTheStarYouAre.org to make a tax-deductible donation today. Everyone counts. Donate today. BeTheStarYouAre.org.
Be the lucky star you
Be the star you are. You are the star.
Turn up the volume, grab a seat, and get ready to be challenged, inspired, and motivated to greatness. It's Power Party time on Star Style, Be the Star You Are, with your hosts, the mother-daughter dynamic duo, Cynthia Bryan and Heather Brittany.
Well, it is a power party because our guest is Cristina Ferrare, and she is a powerhouse of a woman, and she stayed with us. Yay! Cristina, thank you for staying with us to talk about moms.
Well, thank you for asking me. Thank you.
Well, you know what? Our moms are so special, and we're both moms, and we know what it means to be a mom. And you were just talking about how you were creating this beautiful bowl of ice with herbs and flowers in it that you'll be able to serve to your mom on Mother's Day. So this is something else that's in your book, A Big Bowl of Love, and of course on your blogs and, it's on your website stuff. So tell us about this. What a special thing.
It is special, but this is on the blog. This is not in A Big Bowl of Love, but it is on the blog. And what I do is I take you through a step-by-step instructions on how to make this beautiful bowl. And what I love about it is not only it's reusable, because after you're finished with it, you could rinse it off, put it back in the freezer, and then you could serve fresh fruit in it or your favorite ice cream. And it's a lot of fun. And it's something that if you have smaller kids at home, or even listen, I do it with my adult children. We go out in the garden and we pick our fresh herbs and our flowers, and we make this beautiful bowl. It's so. The presentation is so lovely, and every time that I bring it out or I serve it, people just ooh and ah over it. It's just a really lovely touch, and it looks absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I love that, because I know I've done ice cubes, that have flowers in it or herbs or fruit or something just to make them, just to make it spiced up. But I've never done a bowl. That is so awesome. So that's on your blog, and people can find that at CristinaFerrareCooks.com. That's correct. Or is that on the own one?
No, that's on Cristina Ferrare, CristinaFerrareCooks.com.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and you could go to the Mother's Day blog, or you can look up ice bowl. I think it's in the dessert section. It's the ice bowl, or they could look up the Mother's Day blog.
Okay, well, I had read that you're not much of a dessert person.
No, but I don't have a sweet tooth.
You know what? I don't either. I'm more of a pasta. I love that better. But you had a flourless chocolate cake that was like right up my alley, because if I want something, I either want zambayone, or I want like some kind of a custard, or I want dark chocolate, but just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like really sweet things. It actually makes me sick, gives me a headache and a tummy ache, so I don't have much of a sweet tooth. But, I do enjoy a little a sliver of this cake, because it's very rich and dense, and it gives me whatever, fix that I need at that time, which isn't very often. But when I do, I use this cake, and people just love it. Plus the fact that my middle daughter, Alexandra, who's a chef as well, she has celiac disease. She can't be near flour. She gets so sick. So this is a dessert that she can eat and she really likes.
Well, you do a lot of recipes for people who can't eat, who have special kind of diets too, don't you?
Yes.
You have things on your website about that, a lot of gluten-free recipes.
Yes, my daughter Alex.
And did she write those? Alex did, right?
Alex, you'll see on my homepage there's a link to her website called Against the Grain. It's Against-the Grain, and she has really wonderful recipes for people who need to eat gluten-free. And just because you're eating gluten-free doesn't mean that you can't enjoy really great food. So she's learned how to compensate and how to reinvent different dishes without using flour. So it's amazing. She went to culinary school and she became a real chef. I'm so proud of her.
Isn't that exciting? So. Do you ever work together? Then I'm sure you cook together, but does she ever come on the show with you then?
Both my girls came on the show with me many, many times, and when we put together the photographs for A Big Bowl of Love, Alexandra she helped prep, and we styled, we prepped, and I used her to help me get all of the dishes ready, because every single page that you see in the book we cooked out of our own kitchen and photographed right there. So I didn't send it out to be done. We did it ourselves.
Well, that makes it really, that really made it home and family, and that really does resonate with A Big Bowl of Love. Well, Cristina, I want to thank you so much for taking this extra time to be here on the show with me. You are just such a love. No wonder you wrote The Big Bowl of Love. Do you know, are you allowed to say what your new book is titled or when it's going to come out?
Yes, it's called Thanks Every Day. And what it is, it's inspired from my favorite meal, which has actually helped me get my own show on the OWN network, which is Thanksgiving. But it's not Thanksgiving recipes. They're inspired by the meal itself. And it's broken down into breakfast, lunches, and dinners. And after every recipe, I have asked, and perhaps some of your listeners will do the same, to send me a message on what it is that they're thankful for in 2-3 sentences. And hopefully we'll include it in the book at the bottom, at the end of each recipe, because I want people to be inspired, and you just tell me what it is that you're thankful for.
Oh, what a great, I love this idea. We always say in our family that Thanksgiving is every day, because the more we're grateful, the more we have to be grateful for.
That's right.
I celebrate Thanksgiving every day.
That's why the
Cristina Ferrare has been our guest. Go to CristinaFerrareCooks.com, or she likes to tweet, so at Cristina Cooks, and there's no H in the word Cristina. Did your mom give you that, Cristina, without the H, or did you do that?
No, it's Latin. It's a Latin
so you
way
did
of
it the Italian way. Okay.
Yeah, the Italian way. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's the Italian way. My real name is Cynthia.
Cynthia. That's what I was. You and I. Your listeners do not know. We just found out you and I have the same birthday. My first name is Cynthia. Cynthia.
Isn't that, I just can't even get over it. We have a lot more in common, too, because I went to UCLA as well.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, we will have to talk more, but it's been an absolute delight. Pick up a copy of her book, A Big Bowl of Love. It will delight your family. There's 150 terrific recipes in there. And while you're there, pick up some of her other books. Go to her website. You'll find everything that she has written, and the bestseller, Cristina Ferrare's Family Entertainment. You'll love it, in Cristina Ferrare style. You will love all of it. So, Cristina, let's be in touch. And thank you again. This has just been a blast. It's been a blast. I'm hungry now. I want to go to my kitchen and cook up something. I'm not sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything.
It's wonderful. Okay. Thank you. That was Cristina Ferrare. Well, now I want to get to what I was going to talk to you about. And we only have a couple of minutes, but I'm going to just throw this out here, and then we'll talk about it more on another show. Because, as we know, so many cell phones have been banned from schools, or you're not supposed to turn them on. Well, what's very interesting is there's a turn of events these days going on, in that schools are now deciding that cell phones might be replacing books. And we think, how are they going to replace books? Well, this is because they're calling it Bring Your Own Devices, would have students using cell phones as instructional tools during classroom time, as well as using them to access the internet at home. And school districts are working with the telecommunications companies to ensure that students have access to affordable smartphones as well as affordable data plans. Now, for students who don't have home internet access, there's even a new thing called a puck device that students can check out from the schools to access the internet from home. And then the school districts are going to coordinate with parents of students, like in 6th through 12th grade, who will need these devices, and then they're going to help them all get approved and work to expand an online curriculum content I just think this is amazing. I know that on our teen show, Express Yourself, we had one of the technology essay winners, Pamela Lewis from New York, who's been a teacher for 20 years. And she had written an article, her first place essay winner was about technology. And this is happening in her school. And of course, it's hard for the teachers too. But keep that in mind that it might be starting, could be a great learning tool, teaching children, how to find information as opposed to teaching the information itself might be just the wave of the future. So keep that in mind, and we'll have more about it. Remember, you are worth it. Don't undermine your worth by comparing yourself with others. It's because you're different that each of us is special. That's what makes you the star you are. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important, because only you know what is best for you. Don't take for granted the things closest to your heart. Cling to them as you would cling to life, because without our dear family and friends, life is meaningless. Thank you so much for being great listeners and allowing us into your life every week. Heather, Brittany, and I really enjoy being your personal growth success coaches. We love hearing from you, and we love bringing you the authors who expand your horizons. For more information about Star Style, visit starstyleproductions.com. Make a donation to Be the Star You Are charity. It keeps the show on the air. It keeps our outreach programs going, and we're encouraging literacy and positive messages. Go to btsya.com. And as you go out into the day, remember that no one has ever walked this earth with your exact combination of inborn and acquired strengths, weaknesses, skills, talents, and experiences. You are one of a kind. You already are a star. So take a look in the mirror and admire yourself. You're a wonder of creation. My aim is always to encourage, inspire, inform, and motivate. And read a book this week and make it a big bowl of love. Thank you to Cristina Ferrare for being my guest. Thanks for Matt for engineering the program. And thank you all. Until next week when we celebrate again, have a beautiful Mother's Day and hug your mother and other mothers. My name is Cynthia Bryan. This is Star Style. And I'm thanking you and encouraging you. Be the star you are.
Thank you for tuning in every week for the Power Hour on Star Style. Be the star you are. Our goal is to inspire, inform, entertain, and motivate you to reach for the stars and shine brightly. For further information, visit www.starstyleradio.com. You're invited to our Power Party next week and every week right here on the World Talk Radio Variety Channel with the dynamic duo, the Oprah of the airwaves, Cynthia Bryan, our health hero, Heather Brittany, and the pioneers on the planet. We'll pour more champagne for the spirit with positive, uplifting, life-changing radio. Until we play again, be the star you are.